What's up everybody and welcome back. I'm Goob and it looks like the opportunity to go back out in the woods has presented itself. I'm going to plan on spending 2 days hiking, 1 overnight in the Ouachita Forest area. Let me show you what I'm planning. So here's an overview map of the Ouachita National Forest area. This is the border between Oklahoma and Arkansas, so this is in eastern Oklahoma. You've got a more than 200-mile long through hike that cuts all the way through this area. I'm going to be hanging out on the western edge just over here. Let's take a look at a closer zoomed in map. So here's a more zoomed in map of the western end of the Ouachita Trail. Starts over here at Talamina State Park. Where I'm going to be starting is off of the scenic drive here, Highway 1. There's a pull-off right here where it starts at the trailhead, and I'm going to be hiking in a counterclockwise, linking up with the Ouachita Trail, hiking through here, and then right about here is a Appalachian Trail style shelter that I'm going to stay at for the first night. Hike back, this is about 3/4 of a mile, and take the Boardstand Trail turnoff and go up to the north this way, following this line in conjunction with the old military road trail, and then back to where my car is going to be parked at off the highway here. In total, it's going to be about 23 miles. Different things I'm thinking about for this trail is often they say that water is an issue, so I'm going to be stashing water right about here, 8 miles in at Dead Man's Gap, where the trail crosses the road. So I'll stash water there right before I start hiking on this part of the trail. Here's all the gear I'm going to be taking for this trip. This is all the same stuff that I've got in my Appalachian Trail video, so you can check that out if you haven't seen it yet. But the big thing I just want to focus on is the food I'm going to be planning on taking. Right now I'm planning on just a 2-day, 1 overnight, but as a backup case I'm going to bring a little bit of extra food in case I decide to stay an extra night out there. So I've got 2 breakfasts. I've got oatmeal, a breakfast bar, and then some apple ciders. Got 2 of those. That's going to be my breakfast plan. Lunches are going to be wraps. I've got tortilla wraps. Spread some peanut butter in there, spread some Nutella in there, dump a salmon packet on there, wrap that up, that'll be awesome. And then for dinners, I've got freeze-dried meals. So I've got a backup plan in case I need to utilize that. 21.8 pounds. Now I made it to a hotel in Poteau, Oklahoma, about a 45-minute drive outside from the trailhead, so I'll hit that out first thing in the morning. It rained almost all day coming down here, so I think whatever creek crossings are usually dry are probably going to have water in them, but just in case I'm still going to do the water cache thing at the little road crossing. Alright, we'll check back in tomorrow morning. Morning, I made it out to the trailhead start of the Boardstand Trail in the Ouachita National Forest. The drive over here was really nice. Very cloudy. I don't think we're going to get any rain, but it's definitely cold. It's like 40 degrees. It's right at the point where it's cold, but not really cold. Kind of chilly. I think I'll start warming up once I definitely get hiking. But yeah, let's do it. Let's start this thing. So one of the goals on this trip is looking for the type of weather that I think we're going to get on this excursion, and where it's cold and wet, but not to a point where it's freezing, because that's just miserable. But I think this will be a good trip for me. Most of the times I've been out, it's been very dry, sunny, close to freezing temperatures. That's about as much as I can stand comfortably. I think on this trip we're supposed to get, it's actually supposed to warm up into the 50s, and then chance of scattered rain showers and such throughout the rest of the 2-day adventure here. We'll see what it actually looks like. Coming up on a trail junction. Yeah, this is where, so now I'm officially going to be on the Ouachita Trail heading towards Dead Man's Gap. That's where I've got the water cached at. Following the blue blazes now. Cool. So my initial impressions of the trail are that I like it. It's pretty good. You can tell that it's well used, it's well maintained. This is the first section here. You just have to watch out your footing just for these odd rocks and stuff. But I've heard that the other side of the trail, when I'm on the Boardstand Loop itself, will be more of a flat valley. This is going to be a little more hilly, and with these rocks. I was just thinking how awesome it is out here. And it's like, yeah, I could do this every day for 6 months easy. I just love it out here. This is such a cool trail. Even in like cold, wet January conditions, I mean, it's not freezing, there's not snow on the ground, it's not icy. It's nice. I think it's just right at a good temperature where it's not hot or anything, even though I don't mind hiking in the heat. That's good. It's good out here. That's quite a break. That looks reasonably fresh. Yeah, fog's thick up here. Potato Hills Vista. We're going to skip it because we can't see anything. So we're going to continue straight ahead, Dead Man's Gap. That's where we're going. Dude, I'm just loving it out here. This is like some Brothers Grimm level spooky fog going on. Feels like getting dark. And there's weird noises and shit. This would be awesome. I'm just loving this though. Well, I haven't seen it yet, but I think I'm almost at the 5 mile mark. And it's about noon. I was getting ready to get some lunch, and there's a little campsite right here. So I think I'm just gonna stop right here for a minute. Yeah, I'm loving this forest. This is beautiful. Yeah, this is going to be a lunch spot. So for lunch, I've got a wrap. I've got the peanut butter, the Nutella, and the salmon packet in here. These things are awesome. All right, lunch is done, and I'm moving on. I think it's only about 4.5 miles or so till the intended shelter site. So I'm hiking along when suddenly I look up, and we got a little bit of a view off in the distance. Dead Man's Gap 2.2, that's where I got my water stashed. Rock Garden Shelter 3.6, that's where I'm sleeping tonight. Well, this looks precarious. It looks like it's going to break any minute. The scenery is pretty awesome when you come out to some of these overlooks. With it being so cloudy and everything, it just kind of surprises you when you actually see something. I think I'm around mile 7.5 or so, just before Dead Man's Gap. And there's a little creek down here, and definitely sounds like there's water in it. I don't know how reliable this usually is, but you can definitely collect something from that. There we go, Dead Man's Gap. It's the 8-mile point. Only another 1.5 miles to the shelter. My water cache should be just on the other side. Let's go see if it's still there. Okay, I'm gonna load up. Alright, I'm loaded up. I've got 4 total liters. I think that's gonna be enough for tonight, all day tomorrow, and then worst case scenario, if I don't find any streams and I do have to stay an extra night, I think that'll also carry me through a little bit of another night. Alright, just a little bit further. And on another note, this is taking us into the other side of the valley, so now we're all on the north side. That's what we'll be going through all day tomorrow. So I think this is the split off where the Boardstand Trail separates from the Ouachita Trail. So for right now, I'm going to continue down the Ouachita until I get to the shelter, but then tomorrow I'll backtrack to this point and go left that way. That's tomorrow's plan. Here's the shelter. Little bag hanging, we'll see what's in there maybe. I think this is about 9.5 miles in. Cool. Rock Allerton Shelter, there we go. Alright, let's get set up a little bit. Okay, now that I've had a minute to kind of cool down and set up camp, let's take stock of our situation. Did you hear that? That was a massive tree just fell. That was cool. I was gonna say, now that I've cooled off some, I think I'm going to throw some thermals on and start layering up here soon. I don't want to cool off and then get cold. I don't think the temperature got any warmer than like 50. And I think it's going to cool down to about 40 overnight. So either way, that's not too bad, but a little on the cold side. A couple hours to make up dinner yet. As far as how I'm feeling physically, no pain for any of the leg muscles. That's doing good. I've got ankles are a little sore, and I think that's primarily due to the unevenness of the terrain with the little rocks and stuff everywhere, so you can't really ever plant your foot straight down. It's always off at a funny angle, so that just wears out your ankles. And my right knee on the outside is hurting a little bit the last couple miles. I'm definitely going to do a lot of stretches tonight and tomorrow morning, and hopefully resting overnight heals it up okay. We'll see how it goes. I think I'm gonna get a fire going tonight. It's definitely not as wet as it was this morning, and there's plenty of wood around. We'll check back in a little bit. I've spent enough time in the Boy Scouts rubbing sticks together to get a fire going, so we're doing this the easy way. The secret ingredient is a Vaseline-soaked cotton ball. Well, now I'm pretty much done with everything for the night. I've got dinner done, I've got all my food stuff hung, I'm ready for bed. I think the sun is just set. I'll probably keep the fire going for a couple of hours and then most likely go to bed early, see if I can get some sleep. Probably get up as soon as the sun comes up. This might be it for the night. If so, see you guys in the morning. Morning. I think we're just right about at sunrise. Foggy again this morning for sure. Similar to what it was yesterday morning. I think I'm going to try to grab some breakfast and stuff real quick, pack up, and try to be out of here not too much longer. As far as physically, my right knee is fine, but now my left knee hurts a little bit this morning. So I'll keep an eye on that definitely as we start the hike here. Alright, let's get some food going. Alright, I'm all packed up, ready to head out this morning. Left knee's still hurting, right knee's okay. The first 2 miles is going to be rocky and downhill. I'm definitely going to take it slow and careful the first 2 miles, and then it should flatten out and be okay. I've never had knee pain before on any of the hikes I've done, but this in total will be the longest distance I've gone on a trip. Today we're shooting for, I was double checking the map, there's like 12.5 miles left. So it's doable. This will definitely be a good test for my body and see what I'm capable of. If I got to make it 2 nights, I'll make it 2 nights. If not, I'll hike out tonight. We'll see how it goes. It's a slow and steady to start though. Very foggy again this morning. It's probably about 150 feet or so visibility wise. Here's my trail junction. We're going to take a right, go downhill, and then we'll be on the Boardstand Trail all the way back to the car. You can see something through the trees. Looks like a big pond or something over there. Let's see if we get closer. Oh, it's just right there. Closer than I thought. Little pond. I'm now down into the valley, and if the trail is going to be like this the rest of the way, this is going to be easy. It is way flatter, wide. I can just cruise. And my knees are doing better than they were this morning, so that's good. It's just a very mild soreness right now, but I'm not limping or anything. I think I was thinking my timing was going to be about as slow as I was doing yesterday. I was just being careful because of all the rocks and stuff, but at this rate I'm going to have no problem getting back to the car today. Yeah, we're still on track. Cool. So water on this half of the trail is supposed to be more reliable, and since it's kind of wet in the rain we got 2 days ago, I'm imagining most of these little creeks will still have water in them. There's a little bit in this one. It could be doable. I don't think, at the pace I'm going, I don't think I need any more water I'll keep an eye on it though. More creek crossings. Yeah, plenty of water here so far on this side. And we're back to this rocky nonsense trail. I think this half of the trail is the best. The sun's finally coming out. I've had a wonderful experience out here. Highly recommended. Coming past this campsite right next to this little creek area, and still a little early yet to get lunch, but I'm like, ah, screw it. This is just a beautiful spot. So I'm just gonna sit and have some lunch here, I think. You have no idea how good these are unless you've tried one. I'm done with lunch. Mainly had to eat and go quickly just because of how cold it is. Like when you're hiking, you're warm and you're fine, but you stop for 10 minutes and you start getting cold quick. So now I gotta warm myself back up. I think this is the next trail junction waypoint. This should be where the old military road trail intersects with the Boardstand. Yeah, cool. We're going left this way. I think this is about the halfway point for today's part of the hike. Well, since the sun's been out for a while, it finally starts to feel like it's starting to warm up some. Having to take down some layers. I think my overall clothing and layering system is just about perfect for what I need. On a side note, I have been using the thicker sleep socks that I used last night. I'm currently hiking in those, and I think those are better on my feet. Definitely noticed a difference between today and yesterday, just with the extra cushion. So I may swap my ankle socks, thinner hiking socks, into using the thicker boot socks. I might keep that as a possibility. And based on the map, I was just checking. From this road crossing, I've got 4.1 miles left. We're definitely hiking out tonight. Knees are still feeling okay. I don't have to limp or anything, but there's still just a mild soreness to them when I walk, but they're definitely fine to do another 4 miles. I'm getting real tired of all these little rocks on the trails. Kind of slows you down. You have to constantly be watching your footing. Just being really careful with your steps. And here's the split off where the Ouachita Nation Trail splits apart. And then from here, I think it's only about a mile left to where my car's at, but it starts getting pretty steep. It's going to be all steep uphill for the last mile. I can see the end. We're almost there. All right, we're done. Let's do some final thoughts. Great trail. I would say, if you're a beginner, I would do a 3-day out of it. I double checked the total miles. I did 9.5 on the first day and then 12.5 today for a total of 22 for the round trip. But I think overall it was a great success for me. I tested a lot of stuff I wanted to test. The only thing I still want to do is get some experience hiking in the rain, setting up a shelter in the rain, tearing down camp in the rain. I still haven't really done a lot of that yet. As far as the shoes that I've got the Salomon Speed Cross 5s. I think they were great for this trail. I think they're going to be my go-to shoe for right now. Cool. That's all I can think of for right now. Thanks for watching, and I'm definitely going to get some more practice hikes in before starting the AT, so keep an eye out for those. Thanks again.